Hello guys, welcome back to HTML and CSS tutorial for beginners. In this series we will be talking about formatting. Formatting is just the way we structured our work in order for it to look attractive. So the previous place we stopped, I just erased it. Let's try to put a p tag. Just to structure the page to see how interesting the page might look like, or how it might appear by addition of some effects to our element. Let's use a p tag as a case study, and there is a dummy text in the system in the editor known as lorem. Lorem can be used whenever you feel like typing a statement or putting down a write-up and you don't actually know what you intend to write. Especially can be used when you are doing your self-practice on how to structure or design your own website. You can use dummy text as a case study. Thereabouts, after a language, you have an information to represent or to place in the position of the lorem. You can just easily edit it, but for the purpose of this training we'll be using lorem as a case study. So let me refresh my browser. So I refreshed my browser and it came up. Now you remember in our previous lesson where we talked about the bold, the strong, the italic, and so on and so forth. You see the way the text is appearing, and I think in series 2 or thereabout we talked about styling. So in this place I will be changing the color of the text using the styling that we did. Say style color. Let's use blue. So as I refresh, blue. Now in this place I want the text to be more thick or more strong. Let's use the strong tag. So I have to cut this one away and paste it. Let's cut away. Let's put it somewhere here so that we'll be able to see the effect. So I save, I refresh my browser. You will observe that from this place to this particular place appear more thicker than the other ones. It's due to the strong that we place in between them. And another thing we learned that day is about the EM tag. The EM tag is used for emphasis to slanting our work. So let's try to put it and see how it works. So we cut off this part, the closing tag. Let's paste it here and save. You see, from this place to this place is a kind of being slanting. And in the same phase we did about break also. So let's break between all these things so that we'll be able to see their effects. Here's the second one, yeah. You save, refresh. Good. You see how we are able to split the effect on their own separate line. Now we talked about bold, which is almost similar to that of strong, but is an old HTML code which is no longer in use. We talked about its I function, which is the italic, known as the EM now. And there is one tag that I still want to show you in this place. This one is the pred tag. A pred tag displays the information just the way you place it in your editor. It displays the actual information in the system or in the browser. Let's try to do something like this. Say hello. Let's try to do something like this and save. You see that it displays the information just like the way you place it in your editor. Or now let's take this one back and see the effects. You see, just the way you place it in your editor, that is the same way it will show it. So let's try to use P to do the same thing that we just did with the pre tag. Hello. Let's save and go to our browser. You see, and instead of it to split it or to present it the way we place it on the browser, it just end up splitting the element. Mind you, the element is the letters or whatever you place in between your tag is referred to as the element. Whatever that is in between two tag, opening and closing tag, is known as the element. So we'll be looking at another tag also, or another formatting, just as I said in this place. Let's try to add some couples of things in this pre tag for it to look more attractive. You can decide to make this one big, or decide to change the font size or the font color, whichever one you feel like doing. So let's try to put the style font. You see, font family. So font family, which font are we using? So you have to know the fonts that you are using to do your work. Let's use Veranda as our font family. You see that the font has changed. It's no longer the way it appears at the other side or the. So another listing I will be looking at here also. Let's try to use this one as a case study. Let's put the styling is the font size. So let's try to give it a font size of 30 and see how it will appear. So let's give it 60, font size of 60. So you see the effect. So that is how to change that. That is how they operate. So you can format your listing. You see, initially when I didn't put the PS, the unit of measurement, it didn't recognize it. It just see it as what? As a normal number. But whenever I put the unit of measurement, it will now change the number, but you will now use the unit to calculate the extent of the styling that we just place on it. So that is for that. You have to make sure that all these things has been placed or is being kept in a proper listing. So we can also decide to align our work. Let's use another P as a case study. Let's use Lorem. I showed you before. Lorem. P. So let's save it. So you see the way it appears. This one is known as a left alignment. By default is left alignment. If you check this side of the code, you notice that this side is so rough, and this side is so smooth. This type of alignment is known as the the left alignment. So let's try to change the alignment or change the setting of the alignment. So you come back to this place and put your style. You say text. You even see it here is among the options. Say text align. So text align, how do you want it to appear? Let's use center. We go to the browser. You see that everything have to move to the center. Everything have to move to the center. Let's try putting a different one so that we will see the effect as well. So come back to this place, say style, text align. So let's align this one right. We save. You see that in this one everything went to start at the right hand side. Everything have to went to start on the right hand side. So let's try and do another one. Say P Lorem. So let's try to give this one a new style. Say text align. Say justify. You see it here. Justify. You save. Let's see how it look like. You see that this first one we did, which is the center alignment, everything went to start from the center. Now in this right alignment, you see that this side of the code is properly aligned, whereas the beginning of it is now rough. But in justification or justify, you see that from the beginning here it's the same as this one. Everything is what is where placed. So this is how to align your work. Now we can decide as well to change the color. Can decide to change the color, just as we learned in our previous lesson. Can decide to use a red. Let's save it. You see that the text now has changed to red. Can decide to give this one a text of what? Color of let's use blue. So you see we are able to differentiate it. You can put more than one styling in it, but before you put it, you have to put the semicolon, indicating that yes, this is the end of this particular one and I'm starting another one. So if I want to still put a background in this place, I have to put another semicolon and put my background color. Let me use background color to be black. Save. See that the background color has changed. The text color does not align with the black, so let's change it to white. So you see we have a background color, we have the text color, the background color to be black and the text color to be white. We can also do the same thing in others. So this is how to format our page. This is how to structure our page to look more attractive. And in the first this thing that we learned, I believe that was the first series, we talked about the heading that ranges from H1 to H6. Please try as much as possible to be remembering them, and it is quite noticed that you can forget. Make Google your friend. Wherever you find something difficult, make Google your friend, and I believe it will answer you when you type in the right information that you desire. See you in next series. And please subscribe, like, and wherever you find anything difficult, don't hesitate to send the place or send the aspect which is very difficult to you through the email address on the screen. See you on the next episode.